Morning. So government came, took the shop. We're back over here now. So it's for sale at auction. Obviously, I'm joking. Getting some stuff out of here that BJ needs for a project. I'm gonna find it. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, real
lights on. I feel like I'm in a cave.
Really well lit and super warm in here, isn't it?
Yeah.
We're just above freezing.
It's warm outside right now. Oh, look at that.
Yep, you're good. There's a whole box in here. But this is like you stick that stuff on there and
Roll it out.
Yeah. BJ runs the 9410R and having some heat issues, not like overheating, but basically all the insulation under the cab has been eat on by varmints and his feet are getting warm. So forgot I had some of that stuff laying around. That's the sound deadening / insulation barrier. It should help repel some of that heat from it. And then Dad's also got a couple brakes that won't release, so I'm just gonna whack him with a hammer while he tries to release them. That one ain't releasing.
Brakes off!
There we go. Well, maybe not. This one's releasing, just that one's hanging. And time to do some sketchy stuff. Jesus. Ay, ay, ay. That sounded terrible. I'll be darned. They released. Well, they're kind of hanging sometimes. That one's not released, Dad. It's locked. Locked again. So we are going to be spreading with the Pro Force today. It's over here in the building to get it backed out and let it get warming up. But I have one load I need to do with that Oxbow. Last time I was using it, it got dark. I couldn't see anymore, so I quit spreading in the field over here. And I want to finish it up with that because, well, the coverage map and all that stuff's in that monitor. Might as well just go ahead and finish it. So, got to do that too. There's any skunks in here. It's happened before. That's not what I want. Huh. What in the world? This is extremely annoying. Why is this thing dead? What the? Well, I guess we're going to be spreading with the Oxbow. That sucks. This one holds more. Now we got to try to remember where all the... I remember how to jump this thing. I think it's in here. Pretty sure. I'm 100% sure. Now we got to go hunt a battery charger. It's in one of these buildings over here. So I don't know if the Raven has a drawl on it, like that Pro Force has a Raven controller. I don't know if there's some kind of drawl going on. Never had an issue with that tractor. It got parked there 8 days ago. Turns out it was hiding from me. Well, we'll let that charge while we spread the rest of that field with the Oxbow. The more I get to thinking about it, I may have left the ag leader on that thing. I don't remember now. Last time I ran it, I was in a hurry, but that'd be one of the first times I've ever done that, so maybe, maybe not, I don't know. Either way, let's go get something done while we're waiting. So it's kind of borderline, it's a little tacky. We had a little bit of snow over the weekend. I think we had a couple inches of snow, so a little tacky still. So we've had a lot of bridging issues. Someone actually told me to put that triangle piece on top of those braces. I had to do some studying on that. So those braces right there, that triangle piece, that keeps it from bridging up and stalling out your belt. So you kind of want that, but and maybe if we did raise it up, it'd be a little better. We're not going to do that right now.
Afternoon, morning, good mid-morning, 10:22. Today's project, we got anybody else drive a big four-wheel drive John Deere or get hot feet? So yesterday we found out no insulation underneath the cab. There's supposed to be like a heat shield directly beneath the cab, and a couple years ago I had to run some raccoons out from underneath there, and I think maybe they took the heat shield with them. It's parked over at our hoop building. Raccoons tend to like to play over there. They tend to like to climb on equipment. It looks like maybe they pulled the heat shield out, shiny foil, pulled it out, and then the wind took it. So today's project, Brian had some stuff that he had used on the underside of his RV, and we are going to pull the rubber floor liner out of the cab and insulate the cab with that and see if that helps with my hot feet. This floor liner comes out, I guess. I was led to believe it comes out. There we go. So we're going to peel that up, and we're going to line the bottom of it, or the bottom of the cab anyway, with whatever Brian called this stuff. So hopefully it makes a difference. A couple people have said it will. And while we're doing it, it's a good opportunity to actually clean out some of this stuff. I try to keep this area fairly clean, but stuff tends to fall down in there and just piles up. So we'll get that good and cleaned out while we're at it. Okay, good news, bad news. I started peeling this up. Someone's already been here. Oh boy. So yeah, someone's been here. I don't know if that's factory or previous owner of said tractor also had hot feet. But yeah, I think we're going to abort the mission. I'm going to go ahead and take it out and clean it up. Get the dust and dirt out of there. Might as well, I'm already this far. Yeah, I don't think that's going to improve things a whole lot. So we'll go ahead and get this pulled all the way out and see what they've got in there. And I don't know, maybe we can put some more in it and add to it. We'll see. All right, sorry for the huffing and puffing, but I'm fat and out of shape. Got the floor panel pulled out of there. Wasn't exactly, it's a little more difficult than advertised. I want to find out that I'm glad I went ahead and took it out, because this only went to there. I mean, that's not where my feet even sit. Whoever was in the buddy seat or the trainer seat probably had nice cool feet, but I need insulation right there. So what's this say? Huh? Yeah, this is somebody, previous owner put this in there. So this is like insulation out of someone's shipped in medication. Yeah. We're gonna get rid of that. We're gonna clean all this crap up. And yeah, see if we can't get her a little more insulated. So that floor mat is like 50 pounds of dead weight. It's kind of like carrying your toddler around all day at National Farm Machinery Show, if anybody there can relate. So I'll come in with the shop vac, got the big dirt, the dust, come back with a wet towel, got it fairly decent, and then hit it with a dry towel to dry up the moisture.
Well, let's see if the fin will start now. I hope so, because the other one was bridging up quite a bit. There we go. We've got some codes going on here, and nothing's lit up over here except for those two things. Basically, this thing didn't have, one of the controllers didn't kick up or boot up whenever I start because of the low voltage. So now I need to disconnect it to wake that thing up. The only problem is, you know, the battery's not exactly fully charged, so I am going to let this thing run a little bit, disconnect the battery, go find me some lunch, because it takes 15 minutes for the battery to disconnect in this bad boy. And then we'll get to spread. Fun times, fun times. Hopefully I just left that monitor on and there's not some kind of draw going on. Like I said, I've never had issues. That's the only thing that's changed. But I could have left that monitor on.
I could not remember what Brian was calling this stuff. It's kill mat. And that backing right there is adhesive. It says you cut it to the size you want it, you peel the adhesive off, and then you use one of these little tools to roll it down and kind of get it bonded with the metal. Okay, so we're going to try installing our first piece and see how this goes. I mean, that's pretty simple. Was fairly surprised how easily this stuff cut with scissors. Even some cheap dollar store scissors that I had in my desk. I was afraid I was going to need 10 snips or something a little heavier. If my knife was a little bit sharper, you could probably cut it pretty easily with that. That rolled on pretty good. And the bolt heads are still exposed, so we can get this plate off if we need to. Right on. We'll take some more measurements and yeah, see what we can do here with the rest of it. Okay, so here's what I'm going to roll with. I've got second pieces of kill mat adhered to the floorboards, mainly where my feet are, and then I also put a couple pieces over here where the buddy seat is for anybody that's riding along. I wasn't going to do that, but I also got to thinking, someone mentioned that this stuff helps deaden noise. If you've never been in one of these tractors, it is a very noisy cab, so hopefully that will help out with that a little bit. I am going to take the previous owner's sheet of insulation and try to keep it positioned right there. Got some 200-mile-an-hour tape. I'll tape down the edges. That way it doesn't move underneath that mat or try to move when I put the mat in. But this is what we're going to roll with. It can't be any worse than what we had before. Believe me when I say at night when I went home, the heels of my feet hurt because it was so hot on the floorboard. I was sitting in the cab, and if you stick your hand down below the operator's seat here, you could immediately feel the temperature change. So I'm going to do this. A couple other things we're going to do. I've got a radiator I'm going to take outside and clean it up. Try to make sure we're cooling as good as possible. Air filters have been changed. Oil's good, coolant's good. I put a new water pump on the other. I did not put a new water pump on. One of the John Deere guys came down and did that for us. So shouldn't be any reason after today that we are charring the heels of our feet in this cab. Yep, so the floorboard's insulated, and it looks like we've used all the ingredients for a farm-approved repair. Duct tape, milling wire, PV blaster.
Hey, looky there. We're back in business. Well, I hope this thing comes out because we are really full. I got her piled in there. Just pouring out the product. So let's talk a little bit about this Underforth Pro Force behind me here. You may be wondering, why are you running this? Did you buy this? What's going on here? This is a demo from Underforth. We have a self-propelled spreader, obviously. I was in that earlier. That is a leased machine. And at some point it's going to go back. I don't know if we will buy it out or not. But if we didn't, this is definitely something that we would be interested in. We're not demoing this with the expectation of buying it. That was not why they brought it here. They bought it here for some content exposure, but so far I have really, we just ran out. Got to put all my remotes in float, but anyways, so far I have really enjoyed running this spreader. I really like the capacity of it. We spread lime pretty much every year. We don't spread lime on every acre, but probably 600-700 tons a year. And the ability to hold this much lime in this spreader is awesome. And when we start spreading fertilizer, the ability to hold that much fertilizer is going to be awesome. I really like that. And it spreads really well. It has a really nice even spread pattern on the lime, so I would imagine it will in the fert. But that's why this is down here. It's not something that we're going to be purchasing, at least until that Oxbow is off lease. So just figured I would address that before someone asked. But yeah, so far I really like this thing. Now the one drawback for us would be that usually we're spreading during planting season, and we'd be short a tractor. Now the workaround for that would be getting the fertilizer spread earlier than we have been.
So radiators scare the crap out of me cleaning. I don't know. I'm always afraid I'm gonna damage those fins. Yeah, this little bristle brush ain't doing a whole lot for dirt. You can see it's packed in pretty good. So what we're gonna try to do is rinse it out with some water. Turn the hose on. Those two small radiators kind of make an accordion outward. One of them's for the hydraulics, one of them is for the something or other. I don't even know. I knew yesterday. Let's see, that's not doing a whole lot. That's not doing much. This might help. Alright, so radiator's cleaner than it was. A lot cleaner than it was. Yeah, we're gonna take this out and try it. Probably put this on the routine anytime I'm around the water hose. First thing in the morning. Check at least once a week, maybe more if dustier conditions, try to keep this from happening again. Didn't realize this little guy right here needs to be loosened up so the water can drain. I had that guy plumb full. So, yeah. All right, guys, we have made it to the field. Yeah, we're going to see how things go here. Coming down the road, normal operating temperature, about 183. Yeah, we'll see what happens here. We're going to run for, I don't know. Mason gets out of school at 2:45, so we'll run for an hour and a half at least. And just have to see what happens. Gonna unfold the Enforcer. It's about, I think, 25 acres here, maybe, give or take. Doubt we'll be able to get it done before I have to fold up and go back over to the barn to get my truck to get the kids. Unless I can talk Brian into getting Mason for me. Either way, I still got to get out of the tractor and go get him someplace. We'll see what happens. Get most of it done, I think. Alright, so we made a pass. So far, my feet are staying plenty cool. I'm going to hop out, check things over, though. We might be pushing the limits of how fit this ground is. Well, baskets are staying pretty clear. Tacking up on the tires on the Salford a little bit. Now I got to level my baskets again. Daggone it. Forgot about that. You can see right there. I don't know what the heck the deal is there. That one's always just a hair out. Looks like the wing. Sitting in a hole there. That's why the wing looks like it's not level. Alright, so we're about 20 minutes into our run. Some things I've noticed since insulating the floor, cleaning the radiators, changed the air filters, mechanic put on a new water pump, charged the AC. Since doing all that, our engine's staying right around 183. We're not even dropping below 1900 RPM that often. Actually, we're not, period. It's not a whole lot of grade to pull well. I'm pulling a grade right now and about 1950 it looks like. But engine temperature is staying a lot cooler. My feet do feel a lot better. Still a little bit of heat. I do have my little floor mat that I made the other day. I'll probably throw that down here after a bit and see if that makes a difference. I don't know that it really deadened any of the sound. I think a lot of our noise is engine noise, not transmission noise, so that would make sense. Engine's in front, transmission's below. So, but performance-wise, I mean, I think it's definitely helped the tractor out quite a bit. Like I said, we're not lugging it for power nearly like we were the other day before I cleaned out the radiators and had all the service work done. Wish I could have tried the machine out after every little thing we did to see what actually was the trick that it's making the engine run cooler, but I have a feeling the radiator's not hurting it at all. All right, so I've determined my wet feet, wet shoes might be the issue today, because if I stick my hand down here, I don't feel any heat at all. And it feels very comfortable. Before I can do that, and you can tell immediately below the seat here that there was a temperature change. So, yeah, I think if I had some dry socks on and different shoes, probably a-okay. I might change shoes and socks when I get Mason from school. I think I will. So every once in a while, you'll run a piece of equipment, think, man, I need to adjust something, but I'm not really sure it is. But, you know, you're trying to get work done. And then the mood hits you to get out and actually check things over. And by that, I mean your bladder fills up. So, the right wing on this Salford doesn't appear to be getting as far in the ground as the other side. I've done everything I can in the cab. The nearest I can figure is that needs adjusted. So, that is it. I'm going to call it 3 inches to the weld. Well, call that right about 3 inches to the weld there. Let's go over the other side. That appears to be roughly the same. So what the heck, man? Pretty darn close to 7 1/4. We're going to run it right there and see what happens. I'm not overly optimistic, and I'll tell you why here in just a second. All right, so Brian is actually going to pick up Mason from school for me. Made the adjustments to the Salford. Hard to tell right now, but when I was over there running in untilled ground, it looked a whole lot better. So I'll show you again once we get into a different field. But definitely happier with the way it's pulling. I don't think it'll be streaking like it is now. This right wing basically is not very deep in the ground, so it's basically scattering residue and a little bit of topsoil. Got that adjusted, so I'll show you that here at the next field. All right, to heck with it, I'm going full Canadian. Both boots off.
BJ is his baby boy. And burning a little bit. Listen to her eat. So BJ had noticed that the Salford had got out of adjustment a little bit, and I can see it when I pulled in. The one gang really wasn't going in the ground very much, but you got her adjusted now. It looks good.
Tillage after dark. It's not yet too late. It's only 6:30 or so. Try and get as much of this done as I can this evening. And I'm going to go home as soon as I get done what I want to do in this field. There's probably 15 acres left or so. Phone call from the wife. Both the kids are sick. Great. Oldest one has fever, congestion, cough, runny nose. Was home from school today. He's up all night coughing. Going around. Basketball team passed it around. School's been running through the school. So, the little one I think is having sympathy sickness. I don't think he's terribly sick just yet. He does have a cough, but it's normal for him this time of year. So tomorrow you might get Brian in the cab of this thing if I'm home with kids, or if I fall ill this evening. I don't know. I hope I don't fall ill. I'd much rather be in the cab of this thing. All right, 8 o'clock. It's going to be a wrap for today's activities, kids. See you next time.